So welcome back, everyone. We are live on Facebook. So hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us, and we're going to share that show later on today. I love that part about what we do here because now this show is not only audio, it's visual as well. So you can go up to Networking Arizona on Facebook and watch us in here doing it. So I have my next guest. He is Todd Jarman, and he is Jarman Insurance. We talked a little bit about insurance, but we're going to talk about Medicare. And you said before you came on, first of all, welcome back. This is your second time back here, so thank you for being back. That the end of this month is the last chance that you have to be able to change your supplement,
Medicare Advantage.
Your Advantage. Okay, go ahead and tell them a little bit about that.
So everybody knows about the annual enrollment. That's October 15th to December 7th every year. That's where you can change your Advantage plan, your Part D plan, do whatever you want. But people don't know that January 1st to March 31st is another enrollment period, but just for people who are on Medicare Advantage. And the reason why they do that is because, a few years back, if you signed up for a plan on December 7th and started on January 1st and you discovered that your doctor wasn't on it, you were lied to, and you had some second thoughts, well, you were stuck on that plan for the rest of the year. So a few years back, they changed that where you can make one more switch from January 1st to March 31st.
So I think it's smart.
Very smart.
Why?
Very good.
Is because they get a chance to try, because a lot of people are going to go back. It's January, so they're all going to go to their doctor and get their little checkup and all of that. But they may not like what they're on. So this gives them that option. Exactly. But a lot of people try and do these on their own. And I want to talk a little bit about what makes you different. So listen up, everyone, because, there's a lot of people that do what you do, right? Mm-hmm. But you're a little bit of a different breed out there. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit different. So this is my 9th year working with Medicare, and I'm licensed in all 50 states, and I'm contracted with pretty much every company you can think of. So I've got a lot of experience and can really take people through the process and make sure they're comfortable with what they're choosing. Whereas, if you're doing it on your own, you really don't know. You're kind of really trying to train yourself and kind of research. And you're still really not, confident of, what plan you're getting. So I try to take that stress out and make sure, you're on the right plan.
Well, what I like about also what you do is that you say you work in all 50 states, and so there's a lot of people that live in dual states, right? Yep. And they come here, and you mentioned something the last time you were on, that many times people come here and they think that they're okay, but they're not. I don't mean that you're not, but you aren't. But go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're spending, half the year in Arizona and maybe half the year in Minnesota, a lot of times, a plan here in Arizona might be a better fit. It might be a better deal, maybe cheaper. And as long as you, own a home here, you can do that. And that happens a lot in certain states like Minnesota, Wisconsin. Arizona's just better for insurance.
Right. And the other thing that we want to talk about is that the service that you offer is a free service
100%
to the people out there. What you do is you want to talk to somebody who is local, right? That's really important, right? Don't try and go up on Dr. Google, because that's going to get a lot of it. And don't ask your neighbor. That's another one.
Because what plan are you on?
Well, that's the problem. There's a big problem with that. And the reason why I want to mention that is because most people that are seniors, like me, they tend to talk to other seniors and think that they're going to know the answer, because if they're on that, they're going, oh my God, and I love mine. Well, then guess what? They may not be on the same medication. There's a lot of reasons why not to.
I had a call today. A person was like, I bought this plan because my friend told me it was good and I want off of it. Like that was the words from the person. So I was like, all right, well, let's check it out and see what's better out there for you.
Were you able to help them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, and here's the thing right now, if you're on an Advantage plan, right now to the end of this month, you can change it. And they never were able to do that before. And right now, if you're not happy, you can call him and he can help you do that. It's a free service to you, the people out there. And his phone number is 480-255-1076. You specialize in Medicare. And that's the other thing, is that you also work nationwide. So if you are dual you've got dual places where you're living, he can help you with that, because he said Arizona has better insurance than most of the other places.
It's a good state.
It's a good state.
There's better ones out there, but Arizona's pretty good. If you're a snowbird, most of those states, Arizona usually beats most of the stuff that's up there.
His website is Jarman, Jarman insurance.com. Again, write this number down. You have till the end of the month. If you're not happy with your Advantage plan, now's the time to give them a call so that they can make that change for you. Otherwise, you are stuck for the rest of the year.
You're stuck.
You're stuck, but don't do that. That's what, and if you know somebody, maybe you tell them about this. That's what I love about the show. It's the information that the people get here. 480-255-1076. He's been doing this for 9 years, and his website is jarmaninsurance.com. So, okay, I want to talk a little bit about why someone would need to change just because they didn't like it, or is there other different reasons why?
Yeah, the biggest reason is doctors. So you sign up for the plan December 7th, you start your plan on January 1st, you go to your first visit of the year in January, you show up to the doctor, they scan your card, and you're like, well, we don't take this plan. It happens so often, it's pretty crazy. And it can be the problem, maybe the person they talked to didn't really search that doctor, or it could be the doctor's office just didn't report to the insurance company that they just weren't going to take them anymore, whatever it is. But that is the biggest thing right there. Or the next one is going to be prescriptions. They go to fill their prescriptions and it's $500. Like, hey, I was paying $5 for this. Like, what's going on? Those are the two biggest things: doctors and prescriptions. That's where you run into the first month, and that's why you want to change.
Also, there's another thing is that even if you might have changed, the prescription might have changed in price, but also you might have gotten a new prescription. The last time you were on here also said something that I wrote down, which is that your health changes daily. It can be daily. Something can happen. One day you're fine. The next day you may not be fine, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so the next thing you know is you're on a new medication, and that medication they're not taking it, and now you have the chance that they can change that. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's a good. Yeah, we talked about it last time. So let's say you go in your appointment January, February, whatever. They run your blood work. Like, hey, like you're in chronic heart failure. Like you have AFib. Like we got to get you on a blood thinner. Like, well, that's bad, but that's also like going to mean different prescriptions. And that plan that you thought that was going to be perfect for you before is now not going to be. But there's also plans out there specifically for maybe that condition, so that give you money for groceries and transportation and things that aren't going to cost you anything.
A lot of times people see things on television, and I watch them too, and I happen to be a little bit more tuned into it just because of what I do.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when you are watching television, some of them are kind of deceiving. They don't really do what they say. And why is it so important for somebody to call somebody local here?
Yeah, those commercials can be pretty deceiving because they're targeting a certain portion of the audience, and it may not be a good fit for you. So calling someone like me, and I get these calls a lot. It's like, hey, I saw this commercial. They get all this, and this, and I find out, well, you're on a Medicare supplement. You really want to give up that medical portion for a couple of free benefits? Oh no, absolutely not. They may have called that person and switched and not been stuck on it.
Right, and that's why you want to talk to somebody here local. You also want to speak to somebody who you can talk to and is going to care about you, and not somebody who's on the phone that's just like going to sell you just one plan too. That's another thing. You have, how many? You said you have so many that you're
probably 40, 50 different companies.
40 or 50 that he has to choose from for you. And right now, because of it being the way that they've changed things, if you have not happy with your Advantage plan, you could change it up until the end of this month. So right now, give him a call. He's been doing this for 9 years. It's a free service to you. It absolutely makes sense to have that phone call, that phone conversation with him. Again, that's 480-255-1076. He works nationwide, and his website is jarmaninsurance.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to keep on talking in here because we are live on Facebook. Okay? So we'll keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you liking it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny how before I was a little nervous. Now it's like not a big deal. Yeah.
I know. The second time is always different.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to read your writing with this second one.
So I mean, maybe a
Did we already
med
talk?
sub versus maybe go over like what's the difference between an advantage and a med sub.
Okay.
Just kind of refresh it, but that was the
Oh,
big
I see
thing.
what you call-
Yeah, the
okay.
open enrollment and kind of the rules. We kind of went over that.
Right.
Another big thing too is like people that on the advantage plan decide, you know what, I want to go back to a supplement, or I just want to do a supplement. This is the time, because you have to get a supplement.
Oh, so they can change to a supplement.
They
if
can
want.
change to a
Okay.
supplement. So, you know, you can enroll in a supplement year round, but if you have an advantage, you have to have a valid period to get out of it. So if you can't get out of it, you can't buy a supplement. So this is another big thing. You got to disenroll for the advantage to get back to the supplement. And if you wait till after March, now you're stuck on advantage for the rest of the year.
Okay, so
You
we'll
can't.
talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't really know what you said, but we'll figure it out. Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, that's what we have to. That's what I like, is explaining things, being a little bit more on the education side. See, now you see, with all of the different ones that we talked about last time, I changed your whole questions,
It was good.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and do that now with you a little bit. We're going to stick on what we got, but I'm going to try and add more.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
See, so the difference, longer, smoother, fast, no matter what, but
Kind of chill out.
kind of can chill.
One more.
Ready? So welcome back, everyone. We're talking Medicare, but right now this is a little bit of an open season for you Medicare people out there for just till the end of the month, because we talk a little bit about, everybody knows open enrollment, and that's October. But there are other times during the year that people do not know, and this is one of them right now that's coming to an end at the end of March, where people can make a change, and if you're not happy, you can do that, but you want to call somebody local. Go ahead.
Yep. So the end of this month, one more shot to change your advantage plan if you're not happy, and also maybe you were on a supplement last year and want to try out the advantage plan. You saw the commercials, you talked to your neighbors, it sounded really good, but then you found out you didn't like it for whatever reason. Well, you want to go back. Well, this is also a chance to go back to your supplement. So you need to get out of the supplement or out of the advantage plan by the end of the month, and then get back on the supplement.
So there's so many. Why does they have so many different things, and that's what makes Medicare so confusing, right? How do you know? I mean, until I guess you start using it, right? Whether you're going to like it or not. Is that correct?
Yeah, you really just don't know. I mean, maybe they were sold on it being like, hey, it's going to be just like your supplement. That happens a lot. Or people that sell them, like, hey, it's a supplement. You're not allowed to say those are supplements. You can't call them that. They're advantage plans or Part C, replacement, whatever you want to call them. But you know, usually in the first 2 or 3 months, people figure out if they're seeing doctors that, hey, maybe what I was told wasn't true. I don't like the idea of paying co-pays. I kind of like paying just one premium for my supplement, and I want to go back. I want to get out of this.
Well, I'll tell you what, when it comes to Medicare, there's a lot of questions. And I know that the television commercials look enticing. It's not going to be Joe Namath giving you that call back, right? But also, more than anything, when you speak to somebody local here, and you are not only local, but you're also licensed in 50 states, so you can help people that do live in different states and come here and, you know, change or what have you. But also, you are going to be speaking to somebody who is local, who you can talk to and call at any time. When you talk to somebody that's on from the television, they're there, they're on a call board, and they have no idea who you are, right?
Exactly.
You get to know your clients. Let's talk about that too.
Yeah, so I mean, I had a client just the last couple of weeks. She's new to the plan, and she was having some issues getting a prescription drug covered on her new plan that she had on the previous plan. And I figured out that, we needed to send in a certain form to the doctor, and so I helped her fill it out basically, got it to the doctor's office and got it filled out. And I mean, she would have to go and see the doctor, and it would have taken a lot more time, and
I bet you she appreciated that.
She did. She appreciated it a lot. I'm like, this is why I'm here, so just call me anytime.
Right, and also because too, you helped her with filling it out too. Not everybody's going to do that.
Yeah, everybody wants to do that.
Not everybody wants to do that, especially when you're older like me, and you don't have that, the savvy, the computer savviness of it, or the question seems so difficult, right?
Yeah.
Or you think you know the answer and you put the wrong answer. Yeah. A lot of times that happens too. So he can help you. You say, this is something that you say, stay insured, stay stress-free.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you like to talk about. So let's talk about that. A lot of people don't stay insured.
They don't stay insured, or they're not, you want to have coverage when you need it. Like, you worked your whole life, you're on Medicare, like, oh great, now I'm going to have Medicare.
You can't wait to get on Medicare.
Can't wait.
It's not free though.
It's not free. But the last thing you should be worrying about is whether or not, hey, if I get cancer, if I have a heart attack, is that going to be covered? Am I going to spend all my savings paying for my medical bills when I've worked and paid into Social Security, paid into Medicare and all that? The insurance should be the last stress on your mind. You should be worrying about retirement, hanging out with your family, traveling, doing those things. And the insurance should be there to help you out.
Right. Well, you want to make sure that we talked about it earlier, that you're on the right plan. It's more about the plan. I must have lost some weight. My earphones keep on flying off of me. But it is about that, right, too, and especially right now.
Yeah.
This month till the end of the month, you have the ability to change.
Yeah.
You got an Advantage plan, you don't like it, you got a new medication that's costing you too much money, they can call you and you help them with the process, right?
Absolutely.
And it's a free service. It just makes sense.
Yeah, you're not paying me anything. It's, if we go over your situation and I think, you know what, you should stay on this plan. This is the best one out there. You shouldn't change. You're not paying me for that. It's like, hey, now you know. Now
right.
You're not going to get duped into calling a commercial and switching for some benefit you already had and didn't even know.
So the main thing is that you do want to make sure that you have a consultation with somebody who is here, who can talk to you, who's going to care about you, who's going to make sure that you are on the right plan for you. He's not going to force you into one plan because that's all he has. He has maybe 50 or more that he has to choose from. And it's a free service to you. You do want to call somebody that you can connect with, right? And that phone number is 480-255-1076. He works nationwide. His website is Jarman, Jarman insurance.com. And he's been doing this for 9 years, so he's passionate. You're passionate about what you do. You love helping people.
It's fun. It really is fun because you really feel like you're helping someone and they're not having to give up. Hey, you got to pay me for my service. Like, oh, it's free? Like, well, you pay into Medicare. You're not paying me. I'm helping you get onto that plan, and the insurance company is paying me, and it's. You know what?
A lot of people, especially the seniors, think that's just too good to be true. But they'll call the television in 1 minute, right? But it is too good to, they'll say it's too good to be true, but it is that you get paid by the carriers, right?
The carriers pay.
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
So what else should people know about Medicare right now? Anything new that's going on besides right now? It's so important for people to make sure that you get yourself on, if you're not happy, that you can make that change by the end of the month. That's all you got.
Yeah, we really don't know what changes are going to be coming down the pike until closer to the fall. Mm-hmm. But right now is the time to really decide and ask yourself, are you happy where you're at for the rest of the year? If there's something you don't like, does it hurt to call and say, hey, I kind of like this about the plan. Is all plans do this? Is there something better out there? And usually within a few minutes, I can tell you, you're the best plan, or hey, there's this other plan. You want to go over this one?
Right. Okay. His phone number again, it's 480-255-1076. Also, somebody turns 65 every day. You know,
10,000, 11,000 people a day aging into Medicare, and they're trying to figure out, what do I do? They're getting mailers, they're getting calls. Most of the calls, those are what really
you
annoy
get them
people.
like a couple of years before you're even 65.
Yeah, I get them.
You do?
I've gotten calls.
Wow.
I'm like, I sell Medicare, don't call me.
Yeah. Well, but the fact is that there's somebody that does, and a lot of people don't realize that they have to do this themselves. This is not it, or if they're explain that.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's really good to point out. Like, people will sometimes go down to Social Security and ask questions about Medicare. And they will not answer any of those questions. They will not do that. They go talk to someone else. So
Right.
really trying to figure out, what to do. It's helpful to talk to someone like myself.
The other thing that you might do is you might go up onto Google and they'll say, well, what do I do? How do I get on? How do I sign up?
Yep.
And they're going to tell you to go to the Social Security site, which you can choose from there, I believe, but you don't know what you're getting. This is huge.
Even that, or you'll have some big nationwide agency that's, you're never going to meet the person. You don't know the person. You may not understand them, whatever it is. So it just helps to have someone local.
I also think that it helps to have somebody here sit and talk to you because everybody's story is different. I think that's the number one reason in my book, because I know that even in your own family, you may have, between your husband or your significant other, you're going to be on something completely different than that other person.
That's a big thing, because I see that so many times where the husband and wife are on the same plan, and then I ask them, I'll be doing the husband, and I'll ask about the wife. It's like, well, they're good. They're on the same plan. I'm like, well, Medicare is individual. We need to go over that. And we'll find out that person should have been on another plan the whole time.
Right. Again, it always just makes sense to speak to somebody local. It also makes sense to not do it. Don't call those the numbers on the television, and also don't try and do it yourself. Don't ask your neighbors. This is really something where you need to speak to somebody who is experienced, 9 years of experience. Also, he works nationwide. Very important when you talk to somebody and tell them your story. It's funny. My ex-husband, who he was going to have surgery, and everybody's got a different plan. Some people have to pay a copay. Some people have a little bit of a copay. They also might have a deductible that they have to reach. And there might be a reason why, and he had that situation where he needed to find out quick because he was going to have surgery. He was like, oh my God, should I have it? Well, it was in December that this happened, but it could happen to someone now, where he needed to see, oh my gosh, should I do this now? Should I change my plan? Because I may not be able, I'm going to have to end up, let's say it's going to cost me more than I can afford, or what have you. Does that happen sometimes?
It happens a lot, especially when people are shopping in the annual enrollment in October, and then all of a sudden in January it's like, I need a surgery. Well, they didn't even look at the plan's copay for an outpatient surgery. Inpatient, now it's like, hey, I need to go back. Well, let's look at this now. This is the most important thing now. I don't care about the prescription.
I totally agree with that. And that's what happened. And that's why I like a little story sometimes, because that's a perfect example where right now, knowing this, if let's say you're listening to this and you're going to have, right now you could change that, and that could change your outcome of what you owe. Is that correct?
100%. In fact,
100%, he said.
There's a plan in my mind I can think right now that doesn't have any copay for an outpatient surgery. So as long as the place you want to go to is on that plan, I mean, that would be something I switch it to. There's lots of options in Maricopa.
It starts with your story, and it's very important that you call somebody local here. Write this number down, and right now you have till the end of this month to make those changes, and then you're stuck. You're stuck for the rest of the year. So let's make that call now. It's 480-255-1076. He works nationwide. He's been doing it for 9 years. And also it's a free service to you, so it just makes sense. Again, that website is Jarman, Jarman, insurance.com, or you can call him direct. That's 480-255-1076. Hurry up, because you only have till the end of the month.